Good evening, all of you. We are discussing about displacement reactions taking place during the reaction mechanism. We finished the discussion about the inductive effect. Next, we are moving to hyperconjugation. Next, we are moving to hyperconjugation. What is hyperconjugation? So this hyperconjugation is also called as no bond resonance. No bond resonance. And one more name is there, Nathan-Baker effect. Nathan-Baker effect, right? So hyperconjugation is also called as no bond resonance, Nathan-Baker effect. These are the two scientists who invented the hyperconjugation effect. Hyperconjugation effect. So what originally the definition of hyperconjugation is? It is a special type of the resonance in which delocalization of electrons taking place, electrons delocalization taking place from sigma bond to p orbital, sigma bond to p orbital, or or sigma bond to pi bond, sigma bond to pi bond. In the hyperconjugation, the delocalization of electrons is taking place between the sigma bond and the p orbital, between the sigma bond and the pi bond, through the overlapping, through the overlapping, through the overlap. Right. Next. What is the use of studying about the hyperconjugation? What is the use of studying about the hyperconjugation? Right. This hyperconjugation, first, it stabilizes the molecule, and it also determines the stability of compound. It also determines the stability of compound. Stability of compound. Right? Okay. Next. Just now we discussed the consequences in which type of compounds, I mean, definition of the hyperconjugation. Now here we have to discuss about which type of compounds exhibit the hyperconjugation effect, because so far we come across the delocalization of electrons taking place in between the unsaturations. This double bond to double bond delocalization takes place, and double bond to charged species to double bond delocalization, and the delocalization between the double bond and a lone pair containing substance, etc. We come across such a type of the delocalization, but first time we are discussing about the delocalization of the sigma electrons. Delocalization of the sigma electrons with pi bond, p orbital, etc. Right. This hyperconjugation effect is shown by carbocation, free radical, alkene, alkyl benzene. Generally, these four type of the substances shows the hyperconjugation effect. Hyperconjugation effect. Right. We will go one by one. We will go one by one. First about the carbocation. First about the carbocation. Under this, how the carbocation species is showing the hyperconjugation effect. Next, how the hyperconjugation stabilizes the carbocation. Later, identifying the stable carbocation between the two different carbocations. These are the things we are going to discuss, right? First, I will start the discussion with a example. Example. Right. The first one is the compound one is ethyl cation. The compound two is the methyl cation. Methyl cation. Both are comes under the primary carbocations. According to inductive effect, primary carbocations are less stable. But among these two primary carbocations, which is more stable? That we have to identify. So I will give the answer first. Ethyl carbocation is more stable than the methyl carbocation according to hyperconjugation effect. How? Now see here, any substance or the carbon which is directly attached to the positively charged carbon, for example, this is a functional group. If any carbon is directly attached to functional group, that carbon is considered as alpha carbon. This is the alpha carbon, and the hydrogens present on the alpha carbons are termed as the alpha hydrogens. Alpha hydrogens means to show the hyperconjugation effect, a compound must and should contains at least one alpha hydrogens. If there is no alpha hydrogen, such type of substance do not exhibit hyperconjugation. Right. So according to this, in the ethyl carbocation, I have three alpha hydrogens. I have the three alpha hydrogens present on the alpha carbon. And in this compound, there is no alpha carbon, there is no alpha hydrogen, and there is no hyperconjugation. There is no hyperconjugation. So there is no hyperconjugation means it cannot be stabilized by the hyperconjugation. Once it is not showing the hyperconjugation, it is less stable species. And here it shows the hyperconjugation. Right. We will discuss how it shows the hyperconjugation. Right. Okay. Right. Now see carbon, hydrogen, 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 CH2 plus ethyl carbocation. Ethyl carbocation. This is a sigma bond. This is a sigma bond. Now what happens here? These carbocation contains vacant p orbital, vacant p orbital, vacant p orbital. Now what happens here? This sigma electrons may overlap with the vacant p orbital. Sigma electrons may overlapping with the vacant p orbital. Similarly, this sigma electrons may overlapping with the vacant p orbitals. Means displacement of sigma electrons are taking place into the vacant p orbitals. Vacant p orbitals. Right. Why these sigma electrons are displaced into these carbocations? Because this carbon having the vacant p orbital, it is ready to accept the electrons. It's ready to accept the electrons. So then automatically what happens here? These electrons are transferred here. These electrons are transferred here. Then I am writing hydrogen, hydrogen. Now the single bond is converting into double bond because the sigma electrons are transferred here. Double bond. and CH2 and CH2. Here the positive charge is neutralized among the compound 1 and 2. Which is more stable? 2 is the more stable neutral species. 1 is the less stable charged species. We are discussing since the starting of the class many times. A charged species is less stable than the neutral species. Now see, this effect is called as hyperconjugation effect. This substance 1, this compound 1 is showing hyperconjugation, means undergoing hyperconjugation effect, converting into compound 2, which is a stable compound, So simply hyperconjugation stabilize the species. Hyperconjugation stabilize the species. Right. Now I can write this hydrogen. For example, I am giving this designating HE, HB, HC. Now see how many alpha hydrogens I have? 3 alpha hydrogens. This is the first structure, H plus A. Then HB, HC. Then there is a chance of participating the sigma electrons in the delocalization. Then I will get one more structure. Then I will get one more structure. C, HA, HC, double bond CH2, HB plus, HB plus, when the sigma bond between the carbon and the HB involves in the delocalization. And one more structure I can write, if the sigma bond between the carbon and HC involved in the delocalization, then I will get one more structure, HA, carbon double bond, HB, then HC plus, HC plus. Now see here, 1, 2, 3. How many hyperconjugated structures I obtained? 3 hyperconjugation structures I got. Why 3 hyperconjugation structures means I have only 3 alpha hydrogens. 3 alpha hydrogens, 3 hyperconjugated structures. This is not considered as hyperconjugated structures. Only these 3 considered as the resonance structure, because no bond resonance, no bond resonance, no bond resonance. Must and should be no bond resonance present. Here there is no bond resonance. All are bonded. So 1, 2, 3. These 3 are the resonance structures of the hyperconjugated structures. So I can simply write number of hyperconjugated structures. Number of hyperconjugated structures is equal to, number of hyperconjugated structures is equal to number of alpha hydrogens. Number of alpha hydrogens means the number of hyperconjugate structures you are obtaining depending on the number of alpha hydrogens. Number of alpha hydrogens, right? Okay. Right. Okay. So this is about the carbocation. This is about the carbocation. So carbocation is stabilized by the hyperconjugation. The number of alpha hydrogens present is equal to number of the hyperconjugated structures. As much as hyperconjugated structures increases, stability increases. So more alpha hydrogens gives more hyperconjugated structures. More hyperconjugated structures gives more stable species. More stable species. Right? Okay. Next, this is about the carbocation. Right. For the for the free radical also the same explanation will continues. The free radical also the same explanation will continue. So no need to discuss separate. Whatever we discuss for the carbocation, that will applicable for the free radical. Right. Okay. Next, alkene. Next, alkene. Right. Now we have to discuss how alkenes stabilize by the hyperconjugation. Right. One propene alkene CH3 CH double bond CH2 CH2. How this alkene is stabilized means otherwise how this alkene shows the uh, hyperconjugation effect. Hyperconjugation effect. Right. See. So same carbon, three hydrogens, carbon H. Next, carbon CH2. We know that here contains a p orbital, contains a p orbital, vacant p orbital, and it contains sorry p orbital. Right. Now see what happens here, and overlapping between the p orbitals results a pi bond. Lateral overlapping gives the pi bond. Lateral overlapping gives the pi bond. Now see, this is the alpha carbon. This is the alpha carbon. These are the three alpha hydrogens. Once three alpha hydrogens are present, means it must and should show the hyperconjugation effect. Now see how. Now first what happens? Same here. HEA, HB, HC. The sigma electrons between the carbon and HA will overlapping with the p orbital first. Pi bond p orbital. Next, what happens? It is containing a pi star orbital, empty pi star orbital, empty or vacant pi star orbital. So these are the pi orbitals, these are the pi star orbitals. Now first these are overlapping here, and these electrons then shifting to the pi star orbital. These electrons are then shifting to the pi star orbital. So then I can write, same here, HB, C, HC, now no bond resonance, HA plus, a single bond is as it is, CH, initially having a double bond, these electrons are shifting there, CH, right? Now these electrons are transferring here, a double bond. Now the sigma electrons transferring here, a double bond, CH2 minus. CH2 minus means excess of electrons. Excess of electrons are uh, in the pi star orbital. And means antibonding molecular orbital. Antibonding molecular orbital. Similarly, I can write the three hyperconjugated structures. Now it is HA. Now I can write with the HB. I can write with the HB, and similarly I can write with the HC. Again, I am getting the three three hyperconjugated structures. Three hyperconjugated structures. Once it is said to be stabilized and it shows the hyperconjugation effect. Hyperconjugation effect. So like this, alkanes exhibit hyperconjugation effect. Alkanes exhibit hyperconjugation effect. Right. Next, alkyl benzene alkyl benzene. Next thing is alkyl benzene, right? So alkyl benzene, methyl benzene, same explanation will be applied for the alkyl benzene. Means, for example, I am taking the methyl benzene. I am taking the methyl benzene. So it is a functional group. Then it is said to be the alpha carbon, and it contains three alpha hydrogens. Three alpha hydrogens, right? So now what happens here? Same here. Same. The sigma electrons are delocalized into 5-star orbital. The delocalized into 5-star orbital, which is present here. For example, these are transferring here, and one more vacant orbital is there. Now electrons transferring here. The double bond electrons are transferring here, like that. What we explained for the alkenes too. What we explained for the alkenes. Now the sigma electrons, same He, Hb, Hc I can write. Now here, then I can write minus C double bond Hc, Hb, Ha plus. Similarly, undergoes the resonance. Hc, Hb, Ha plus. Hc, Hb, Ha plus. Then finally, coming back to its original state. Hc, Hb, Ha. These two are almost identical. So now see, no bond resonance, and no bond resonance. How many no bond resonance structures are exhibiting? 3 hyperconjugated structures. Why? 3 hyperconjugated structures are exhibiting. Therefore, it is said to be stable compound, which it shows the hyperconjugation effect. Right. So we'll discuss some examples. Example. So find out how many alpha hydrogens are present on this particular compound. How many alpha hydrogens are present? First, you find out the alpha carbons. Find out the alpha carbon one, because which is directly adjacent, directly attached to the positively charged carbon. This is a carbocation, directly attached carbon. These three are the alpha carbons. How many hydrogens are present here? 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So whatever the hydrogens present on the alpha carbons are considered as the alpha hydrogens. Now calculate how many alpha hydrogens contains. 6 alpha hydrogens. Once it contains the 6 alpha hydrogens, it can produce 6 hyperconjugative structures. 6 hyperconjugative structures. Right? Okay. Next one. See, a tertiary carbocation. This is alpha carbon, and a alpha carbon, each containing 3 hydrogens. Methyl group, each contains 3 hydrogens. Now sum all the hydrogens present. 3, 3, 3. 9 alpha hydrogens. Therefore 9 hyperconjugated structures. 9 hyperconjugated structures. Next example. Next example. This is a radical, which is a free radical. Free radical like carbocation. It is a free radical. Now point out round of the alpha hydrogens, round of the alpha carbons. Alpha carbons. This is a alpha carbon and this is a alpha carbon. Right. Now count down the alpha hydrogens. Already 3 bonds are there. The fourth one is the hydrogen bond. Now 2 bonds are there. Therefore, 2 hydrogen are present. So now tell me here how many alpha hydrogens it contains. 3 alpha hydrogens it contains. Once 3 alpha hydrogens are present, then 3 hyperconjugated structures are there. 3 hyperconjugated structures are there. Next. Next. Next example. Right. Next example under a alkene. Under a alkene, just a minute. Just a minute. Right. Now similarly count down the how many number of alpha hydrogens are present. So this can be considered as the functional group. This can be considered as the functional group. Now what is the alpha carbon means? The carbon which is directly attached to the sp2 hybridized carbon, the double bonded carbon. Now see here, this is the only carbon I have. This is the only carbon I have considered as the alpha hydrogen. Alpha hydrogen. Then already 3 bonds are there. Then the fourth one is the alpha hydrogen. Therefore, it contains only one alpha hydrogen. Once it is only one alpha hydrogen, it gives one hyperconjugated structure. One hyperconjugated structure. And last one is here. If I write like this, same the question is how many number of alpha hydrogens are present? How many number of alpha hydrogens are present on this compound? Right, same here. This is our functional group. Now count down the number of carbons which are directly attached to the double bonded. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it contains 3 hydrogens. It contains 3 hydrogens, 2 hydrogens, 2 hydrogens. Now tell me how many number of alpha hydrogens are present here? 3, 3, 6, 8, 10. It contains 10 alpha hydrogens. It contains 10 alpha hydrogens. Once it contains 10 alpha hydrogens, it shows the 10 hyperconjugated structures. It shows the 10 hyperconjugated structures, right? Okay. So these are some examples under the calculating, determining the alpha hydrogens present on the given compound. Why? What is the use of finding out the alpha hydrogen means? If it containing alpha hydrogens, it shows the hyperconjugation effect. Next. So, for example, just a minute. Then, one more important point I need to mention here. One more important point I need to mention here. Right here it is trisubstituted trialkyl, sorry, halo substituted benzene. Here we are observing some type of the hyperconjugation because we not exactly considered as the hyperconjugation here because there is no alpha hydrogens are involving, but identical to that of alpha hydrogens we have some halogen groups. We know that there is a specific property of the halogen groups is that we discussed these under the nucleophile classification, the neutral nucleophiles. It shows the it acts as a neutral electrophile because it contains what it contains low lying sigma star molecular orbital. Low lying sigma star molecular orbital means vacant sigma star molecular orbital it contains. Now, therefore, see here in this compound, the interaction of electrons taking place between the pi bond and sigma star molecular orbital, pi bond of benzene and the sigma star of the halogen, because that the sigma star molecular orbital is vacant. So once it is a vacant, it ready to receive the electrons. Now see, these sigma electrons are transferring here, then that X is leaving the substrate with its electrons, with its electrons. Then I can write like this: double bond C X X X minus. Why I mentioned the minus? Because it take the two electrons belongs to the carbon as well as the halogen. Why it takes the electrons? Because it is having a vacant sigma star molecular orbital. Now here the positive charge arises. Now here the positive charge arises. So like that, you can write the resonance structures. You can write the resonance structures. So this is very important concept here. So it looks like the inductive effect, the transfer of interaction of electrons between the pi bond and the sigma star. Next, I can write X minus the positive charge, X minus the positive charge. Now coming to here, positive charge, double bond C X X X minus. So again, finally, so up to no bonding structure. Again, finally attacks at carbon center and it comes here and it gives the original substance, CXX. So these three are the resonance structures, hyperconjugated structures. So this is one specific and exclusive substance. Trihalobenzene, benzene trichloride, right? Benzene trichloride, benzo trichloride is the name of the compound, right? Okay. Next. Now see here, such type of compounds. In such type of compounds, a double bond is there and a positive charge is there. Double bond is there and a positive charge is there. We know that there is a possibility of delocalization to give resonance structures. Possibility of delocalization, which gives the resonance structures. Now, okay, I have the double bond and it can be considered as alpha hydrogen, and I have the carbocation. This can be also considered as the alpha hydrogens. Now, whenever you face such type of example, means an example containing the charge as well as the bond, it contains charge and a bond. positive charge and double bond. Whenever you face such type of example in the examination point of view, here the charge is preferred over the bond. Charge is preferred over the bond. For example, coming to the first, this carbon is considered as the alpha hydrogen, not this. And similarly, this carbon is considered as the alpha hydrogen, not this. Because we have two options, but we are choosing the charge species. Then see here, it contains three hydrogens. It contains three hydrogens. Now I can write three alpha hydrogens plus three alpha hydrogens. Now I can write six alpha hydrogens that compound contains. Six alpha hydrogens that compound contains. I can write. Right? Okay. So three alpha hydrogens on the left side, three alpha hydrogens on the right side. Right. Okay. So under this, I'm planning to give one or two examples we discuss. Right. Right. This is the substance. Now tell me how many alpha hydrogens are present on this compound. How many alpha hydrogens are present? See here. See here. We are preferring the charge over the double bond. So therefore, I have only carbon, one alpha carbon. Therefore, it contains the three alpha hydrogens. Three alpha hydrogens. I can write the resonance structures with the delocalization. I can write the resonance structures with the delocalization. Now the positive charge comes here and the double bond goes there. Double bond goes there. Now what happens? This is the only alpha carbon which is considered as the alpha carbon, and it also contains the three alpha hydrogens. Both are containing the identical alpha hydrogens. And one more example I can write. It is a free radical. It is a free radical. Now tell me, same story here. Again, here we prefer the charge. Therefore, this can be considered as alpha hydrogen. Can be considered as alpha hydrogen. Then how many hydrogens it contains? Already methyl groups are there. Some methyl groups are the three bonds are there. Now only one hydrogen. Only one hydrogen present on this. Same. I can write the delocalization structure. I can write the delocalization structure. Double bond comes here and radical comes here. Again, only one alpha hydrogen. One alpha hydrogen on left side, one alpha hydrogen on the right side. The number of alpha hydrogen presents are 1 and 1. The total number of alpha hydrogens are 2. Right. Okay. So, like that, we can write so many examples under this identical structures. Under this identical structures, and the last example. Uh, that is also a free radical. That is also a free radical. Now this is the only alpha carbon. This is the only alpha carbon, right? Okay. Next, three alpha hydrogens are there. Three alpha hydrogens on this compound. Next, what happens? Next, what happens? First, three alpha hydrogens. Next, I will shift to this. Now, what happens? Double bond forms here. Okay. Then a radical forms here. Radical forms here. Again, what happens? This is the alpha carbon. That is the alpha carbon contains three alpha hydrogens because that is a methyl group. Again, contains three alpha hydrogens. Three alpha hydrogens. Okay. Next, see here. till right. 3 alpha. Okay. Now I can create anything else. 3 alpha hydrogens and the 3 alpha hydrogens. Totally 6 alpha hydrogens it contains, right? Okay. Then type of the hyperconjugation. Types of hyperconjugation. Types of the hyperconjugation. Similar to that of inductive effect. Similar to that of inductive effect. This hyperconjugation is also classified into two types. Similar to that of inductive effect, this hyperconjugation is also classified into two types. What are those? Plus hyperconjugation effect, plus hyperconjugation, plus hyperconjugation, minus hyperconjugation, plus hyperconjugation, minus hyperconjugation. What is the plus hyperconjugation? What is the minus hyperconjugation? Means electron releasing group is a plus hyperconjugation. Electron withdrawing group is the minus hyperconjugation. Minus hyperconjugation. Simply, I can denote like this: plus H and minus H, plus H and minus H. Okay, right. Yeah, CH3, CD3, CT3. Isotopes of the hydrogen: hydrogen, deuterium, and tritium. These are the isotopes of the hydrogen. Now see here, what is the bond present here? Carbon hydrogen bond, carbon deuterium, carbon tritium bond. As we are moving from top to bottom, what happens? As we are moving from top to bottom, bond strength, sorry, sigma bond strength, increases. Sigma bond strength increases. What is the meaning of the sigma bond strength increases? In between the carbon hydrogen, carbon deuterium, carbon tritium, this sigma bond is more stable, means more strength, a strong sigma bond, and compared to the C hydrogen. Therefore, it is somewhat difficult to break down or difficult to delocalize the sigma electrons which is present between the carbon and tritium then compared to the above two. So once it is a strong bond, it is not readily delocalized. Therefore, what happens here? Plus hyperconjugation effect. Plus hyperconjugation effect decreases. Plus hyperconjugation effect decreases. So here I can write among all these, which shows the greater hyperconjugation effect. Obviously, CH3 greater than CD3 greater than CT3 means a strong electron releasing group, weak electron releasing group, strong electron releasing group, weak electron releasing group, weak electron releasing group. But right, according to inductive effect, what is the order? What is the order of the inductive effect? CH3 is less than, CD3 is less than, CD3. Now see here, According to hyperconjugation, CH3 is strong electron releasing group. According to inductive effect, CH3 is weak electron releasing group. Weak electron releasing group means completely reverse. Completely reverse. This is plus inductive effect. This is plus hyperconjugation effect. Among these two, we have to prefer the plus hyperconjugation effect over the inductive effect. For example, see here, the same compound showing the reverse ability in the two different displacement bonds. If you observe such type of things, you always prefer the hyperconjugation over the inductive effect, because what happens in the inductive effect, displacement or the partial electron displacement. Partial electron displacement takes place in the inductive effect, whereas the hyperconjugation, complete electron displacement taking place. Complete electron displacement is taking place. Therefore, prefer this over this. Therefore, methyl group is strong electron releasing group than the CT3. CT3, right? Okay. Similarly, while coming to the minus hyperconjugation, while we are coming to the minus hyperconjugation effect, here also I will write some HCl, HF, HCl, HBr, HI. HCl, HBr, HBr, HI, etc. Now, from top to bottom, what happening? From top to bottom, what happening? Halogen size increases. Halogen size increases. Halogen size increases. Halogen size increases means what happens? Sigma bond strength. Sigma bond strength. Sigma bond strength. What happens? Sigma bond strength decreases. Sigma bond strength decreases because with a similar size atom, a strong bond becomes weak, very weak, complete weak. Once it is a weak, it can be readily transfer the electrons. Bond strength decreasing means it behaves as the it shows greater hyperconjugation effect. What is that hyperconjugation effect? Minus hyperconjugation increases. Minus hyperconjugation increases. Bond strength decreases means it shows the hyperconjugation effect. That to the minus hyperconjugation. Now I can write here. So sorry, write the carbon here. Write the carbon, not hydrogen, carbon. Okay. So I am writing the order. CF3 is less than C, Cl3 less than C, Br3 less than CI3, CI3, CF3, CCl3, CBr3, and finally Ci3. Here the Ci3 is the strong, sorry, here. CF3, CCl3, CBr3, CBr3, CI3, CI3. So it is a strong electron withdrawing group. Strong electron withdrawing group means shows greater minus hyperconjugation effect. Right. But according to minus inductive effect, this is minus hyperconjugation effect. Minus hyperconjugation effect. Now, minus inductive effect. According to minus inductive effect, which is the stronger electron withdrawing group? CF3, CCl3, CBr3, CI3. According to hyperconjugation, it is strong electron withdrawing group. Strong electron withdrawing group. Again, the same situation what we discussed in the earlier case. Now, among this hyperconjugation and the inductive effects, we have to prefer the hyperconjugation effect. We have to prefer the hyperconjugation effect. Why? It involves the complete displacement, complete transfer of electrons, whereas it involves the partial transfer of the electrons. Therefore, you have to prefer the hyperconjugation over the inductive effect, right? So this is the about the classification of the hyperconjugation. In the next class, we will discuss about the applications of hyperconjugation effect with some examples like the stability of carbocation, stability of free radical, stability of alkenes, etc. So we'll discuss with some examples, right? Thank you and good night.